Hey everybody, it's about to be February 20th, 2026. Let's talk some astrology. Before we get started, I really want to make it clear that astrology should not be about fear-mongering, gatekeeping, or freaking out the collective. If you come across an astrologer online or in real life who is trying to spook you into buying things, they are likely a grifter or spiritual predator. Block, remove, delete from your life. Okay, that being said, let's talk about what's going on because there is obviously a lot going on. We have eclipse season. We have the major lineup of this year, which is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. That's tomorrow. And then we have Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. So what does this all mean for normal people? A lot. There's obviously some big shifts in, I call it the mundane, the collective, and then in our own personal lives. And what I want to stress to you is that this is a big time of change, beginnings and endings. It's almost like this particular eclipse season, which does happen twice a year like clockwork, moving through the signs and angles. So it's really not a big deal. There's no reason to freak out. But what makes this one a little bit different is that we've got this Saturn-Neptune conjunction super powered because it is at 0 degrees Aries, which is the beginning. It's the beginning of the zodiac. I got this from the Eagle and Lark, Bernadette Brady's book. It's kind of like every astrologer's read it. I love it. You should get it. And it goes through breakdown outer planet cycles. So we can see here that it happens, this lineup happens every 36 years. Cool. It has to do with the cycles link up. So we can look at here through, I didn't capture the year, sorry. Anyway, it goes back in time every 36 years, but we can see what signs are going through. So Capricorn, whoa, meaty Capricorn lineup, Libra, 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 Leo. It goes in order of its own cycle. So what's important that it's 0 degrees Aries, that's a big deal because 0 degrees Aries is the start. It's the beginning of the zodiac. What we have been going through the past couple weeks and when things are getting real close is 29 degrees. That's an anaretic point. It's a really stressed out point. So I don't know, we've been a little stressed, huh? America, a little stressed. People, a little stressed. The world, a little stressed out, huh? Astrologers are like nodding, yes, we know. So let's talk about why this particular Saturn-Neptune lineup at 0 degrees Aries is so important and why it's such a big deal. Okay, so it's really funny. I even had one of the astrologers I really like send a newsletter. They're like, it hasn't happened in 7,000 years. Another thing, please always fact check. We're wrong. Astrologers are wrong. Typos happen. Like, there's just people of the internet. So always be sure you're checking your own methodology, sources, and cycles. I got on Reddit right before I made the video. Oh, they're arguing. If you don't know, astrologers love to argue about everything from house systems to models to planet interpretations, and including this one. This person's arguing that it was not 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 years ago. The lady in mine said 7,000, but 3767 years ago. So we have not had a planetary lineup of this kind at 0 degrees Aries, the restart point for like the entire Earth, maybe since 3767 years ago. You can get on astroseek.com and do your own math, but I can't go back BC. So we see 2026, February 20th, 0 degrees Aries. This lineup has happened but not at the same degree, in 1703 at 11 degrees Aries, 1380 at 21 degrees Aries, the year 555 at 6 degrees Aries, and the year 232 at 16 degrees Aries. You see my point? It's really, really rare. So that's all just Aries. That's not 0 degrees Aries point. So y'all, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal because it is almost like a sloughing. It's a restart point. And at 0 degrees, the restart point will then reflect the energy of what the planets are involved, which is Neptune and Saturn. Neptune dissolves, Saturn builds. It's a metaphor, right? Okay, so why is also this important? We're going to go back to Brady's book when all these really cool tables. Please understand, astrologers, we're not magicians. We're nerds who study cycles. A lot of us are neurodivergent. Here we go. Whoop. 2026 Saturn Neptune conjunction. And you can go back. These are the only outer planetary lineups for the year. And we have a nice handy chart here. So you might notice also some interesting things. There was only one in 2024. There was only one in 2022. Do you see the stack up of 2020 right here? We had three and it was bonkers. I want y'all to know, astrologers, especially the kind of nerdy, heady ones, we know we have tables like this and that help us predict, which I'm not a huge fan of predictions. But that being said, like, without being real smart, astrologers were like, oh, dang, 2020 looks kind of wild because we had three slow-moving outer planetary lineups. So this 2026, here's my crusty nail, is the only outer planet lineup of the year. It's tomorrow. We have been feeling these vibes for a bit. So if you feel like you are kind of freaking out, you are not alone, you're not crazy, astrologers would be like, it's the Saturn-Neptune lineup. Come on, man. During eclipse season, which is already a time of raining and draining and big cosmic shifts. So it's a lot. And I teach yoga. I've taught for over 11 years. I've been practicing for over 20. I'm really big on embodied health using yoga therapy, astrology, and nutrition and fitness. More about that later. So I always I'm a puzzle solver. So what do you do? What is a client coming up to me? I'm freaking out, or my body feels bad. And I'm like, the Saturn Neptune lineup. Okay, but like, what does it mean? What should you do? We can use the themes and we can ground down. So touch grass. Heal, nature. Those are like easy ones. Those are really, it's important to hydrate. And then because of eclipse season and the symbolism, we are going to see big shifts of entrances and exits. So don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let your assumptions get in the way. If it's trying to live your life, let it. If you feel a big rumbling of some big changes, embrace it. This is your destiny. The eclipse pattern, the one a couple days ago, was a North Node Aquarius new moon. We are going forward with those themes, and I'll maybe make a video about that later, but really I want to focus on this. So those are really practical things. Ground down, pay attention to your body, and observe. I want you to write down archetypal themes. For me, eclipse season punctuated by this extremely important lineup and restart point. Where are we restarting? What are the restarts in your life? Who's leaving? What's being revealed? This is not necessarily a time to go forward with these actions. This is a time to listen, to embody, to ground, to slow down. So you need to take care of yourselves right now and pay the beep attention. And I want you to write it down because a lot of this won't make sense till a little bit later. Okay? If you stuck with me so far, awesome. So what is this Neptune Saturn symbolism? And one point to mention is every astrology is like wine. At first you learn, oh, there's red and white. And then you learn that they come from different countries. Oh my God. And then you learn there's different grapes. And then you learn varietals and all of this. It's the same with astrology. There's tons of different kinds of astrology. I have studied over 20 years all different forms of astrology. And right now I have kind of settled in with what I really am passionate about, and that's Huber astrology. More about that later. And in Huber astrology, which is different than Hellenistic, which is different than evolutionary or humanistic, or the British psychological astrology versus anyway. I digress. In Huber, we work through the planets as kind of an entire system of itself. So the planets, we natally will work through the bottom up. And this is kind of like the divine enlightenment that of with all. And we go through different levels with experience, sensing, thinking, intuition, and vision. So for me, I like to look at the symbolism through this. So we have down here Saturn. That's our instinct and our experience. That is very first, it's giving first chakra in the yoga system. So security, base. It's right at our sacrum and our tailbone. And it's very, it's our sense of home, safety, and security. Okay. And that's where kind of Saturn lives, way down here at the amphora, which is a Huber thing. And so we're blending Saturn and we're blending it with, where's Neptune? Neptune. This is way up at the top. This is like spirit realm in between intuition and thinking. So for me, at Aries, which is the initiation point, which is the go forward vibes and energy. It's a blending of our experience, our instinct, and our spirit. So in your personal lives, that's where I would lean into. Where can we handshake with our experience and our intuition, our bodies and our minds? And where are we seeing, boom, these new reveals, these new starts? That would be my interpretation, loosely. So that means we're going to be asked to Elsa and let it go. Eclipse season is happening. We're in the corridor, so we are already being asked to let it go. But in order for this really powerful, once in a lifetime, once in a 1,000-year conjunction, it's happening tomorrow is the apex point, but it's been happening for a while. It'll happen because it's slow. Loop. What are we inviting in? And it's time to let that baggage out. No more. They're not coming with you. When I was going through some hard times, and I've been through a bunch of them, I have to come back and remember, and I'm going to tell you guys, and then this is how we'll end. Old keys do not open new doors. Old keys do not open new doors. I don't know how much more simple to say it. You will not be fully embracing the connection between your instinct within the first chakra and your spirit, which is more like, I would say, 6th or 7th chakra. You're not going to make this badass connection, these opportunities available, if you do not compost completely. And you have been composting, because the universe has a funny way of doing it for you if you are insisting you don't want to participate. So it's probably already been happening with you. Probably some weird stuff going on, some outdated people, vibes, jobs, attitudes, reflections. And then again, with eclipse season, we've got some 18-year patterns circling up to the head, bubbling up, questioning us. So yeah, that's what's going on, y'all. Reach out. You can DM me, comment below. How are you? And I mean that. And I want you to take care of yourselves, y'all. My class I taught today, I focused on, because this is all chaotic astrology, blah, 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 blah. What do we do? For me, I always go to up here, to this divine spirit realm. It's ourselves. Trust. We have to let go a little and trust. We trust ourselves. So I want you to do whatever you can today, tomorrow, the next week or so, to trust yourselves. Write down themes and archetypes, because we're going to get reveals later on in the year and the next coming years. And I don't really anticipate much slowing down until maybe the end of March, because it's going to be a little wild for a bit. So put on your hats, get your umbrellas out, buckle up, grab some popcorn, enjoy the ride, and be okay with endings. It's all right, because unless we have the endings, we won't have the really, really cool new beginnings that you are meant to be here for. So step in to the great unknown, and remember that old keys do not unlock new doors. Mwah. Good luck.